Sites like Facebook, great way to maintain connections with people that we don't see every day. But of course, there's a downside to it as well. Social media's popularity has been growing, so has cyberbullying.
According to DoSomething.org, nearly 43% of kids have been bullied online, and a quarter of them say it's happened more than once. But there is something we can do to help. And joining us this morning from the Birmingham Maple Clinic is licensed marriage and family therapist Carrie Craywick. Carrie, good morning.
Good morning.
You know, if you're talking about cyberbullying, can't you just block the people? Why isn't it is it as easy as just blocking the people who bully you?
It's not as easy as blocking the people because teenagers are really looking for approval from their peers. So it's a vicious cycle that happens. If you're feeling insecure, if your self-esteem is low, you're going to want to post a picture and hope it gets likes. If it doesn't get likes, you feel bad about yourself, and then the cycle repeats. So the reason why it's not easy is because kids really want other kids to like them and feel good about them, so they're going to keep trying even in the face of disappointment.
And there are often people who have targeted other young people with pages making fun of them, or I mean, there have been so many examples. Some have even led, believably, to suicides and other places. So when you see and hear about those cases, what can you do? What can parents do to try to prevent it?
I think really interesting research just came out that said parents really can do something, which is so hopeful, that simply family dinners is enough to help kids feel less anxious and less depressed when they are getting cyberbullied.
Why is cyberbullying different than just bullying? When we were kids, there wasn't the internet, but there were bullies around. There were mean kids around. Is this different in some sort of way?
I think it is different because when we were kids, we could go home, and home was a place of refuge. We could unplug, we could do our homework, spend time with our family, and that was the end of our night. It was peaceful. Now it's always with you. It's there in the car, it's there at school, it's there at home.
You're talking like Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, you can't get away from it. So that's why I think it's so much different, and it's really coercive, or subversive, right? You can't always see it, so it's a really small line between is this cyberbullying, is this not, and so you don't really know. Bullying, when we were a kid, you could see a black eye and know that it was something. Yeah.
So if a parent finds out that some young people have been targeting their child in some way with cyberbullying, what should they do?
I think a great thing parents can do is just talk to their child and be empathic, really just be a good listener, communicate with them, just be understanding. Parents, I think, want to jump in and solve the problem, but I think teaching their child how the child can be empowered to solve it is a great step parents can take.
Should reporting happen?
Absolutely. I think parents should be paying attention and consider reporting, but also help their child, right? Would the child like to be the one that goes to the school and report it? Should the parent intervene? To have a family session together to brainstorm what's the way we would like to handle this together.
And how should the kids handle it? Obviously the parents can be empathic, but the kids have to be empowered as well. Are there tips for children who are being bullied?
Absolutely. I think one thing is to think about the kind of time and what you're doing on Facebook or social media, right? Is that to think critically about what you're doing on there and what you're reading, right? If you want to continue to be on Facebook, can you block this person? Can you block your number? Can you change your number or change your page in some way? You know, each child might have a different response, so as a family, brainstorming some of the potential solutions would be good.
Well, that's great. So definitely have an open communication with your children, dinners together, and help them, empower them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much.
You're
we
welcome.
appreciate you coming by today. Again, tell us where your office is.
We're at Birmingham Maple Clinic. We're on Big Beaver in Troy.
All right, Carrie Craywick, thank you so much for joining us this morning.